What's going on, guys? Back with another video. Today I'm going to tackle a really broad topic in bodybuilding, and that is bulking. I hope I cover this well. If I don't, apologies in advance, but I'm going to try and pinpoint some main points and topics about bulking. So without further ado, let's get into it. The four things that I split bulking into are: what is bulking, how do I bulk, what to expect from bulking, and how long will it take. So first one, what is bulking? Bulking is basically when you're increasing your lean body mass along with a little bit of added fat. Simple as, that's what bulking is. How do you bulk? Number two. The easiest way to put this is that you need to be in a consistent caloric surplus, which means you need to be eating more calories than your body needs to maintain its current weight. How do you do that? You calculate your maintenance calories. You can calculate this online with online maintenance calorie calculators, or you can find out yourself by trial and error, because everyone's body is going to be different. You know how many calories you should be eating to stay at your own weight by eating and tracking macros over a long period of time. One thing I will say is that these calorie maintenance calories online normally overestimate, so that's just something to keep in mind. Macros. You're going to have to get your protein in. I would recommend 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. Carbohydrates are really important. Carbohydrates are anabolic. You're going to have to get your carbs up if you want to start adding mass. And also fats are really important because they help produce hormones in your body, which are exactly what you need when bulking. So high carbs, relatively high protein, moderate to high fats. Make sure you hit your macros, make sure you hit your calories. The way I look at it is that calories are king, so as long as you're eating in a surplus, you're gonna get bigger. Macros are queen, so hitting your macros is going to help you put on that lean body mass and less fat mass. Another point about how to bulk is that you should be focusing on your compound exercises in the gym. These are exercises that take a collection of muscles to perform, things like squats, bench, deadlift, shoulder press, and so on. The reason these are things you should focus on is because these ones are going to force your body to release more human growth hormone, which is what you want. You want as much of that in your bloodstream as possible while you're bulking. A third thing that I want to say about how to bulk is that you should be focusing on frequency, which is the number of times you get to hit a certain muscle or muscle group in a given week. The more often the better, really. You shouldn't be focusing too much on doing like crazy high volume workouts, like lots and lots of sets and reps. A good split for bulking will be legs push pull, because you can rotate that twice in 1 week. Now, what should you expect? I talked a little bit about beginners versus intermediates versus advanced in my other video, Natural Bodybuilding The Truth. If you're interested in that, go check that out. But for the purpose of this video, I'm going to talk about what you can actually expect in general when bulking. So, a general guideline when bulking is to aim for gaining about 1 pound a week. Anywhere between half a pound and 1 pound is a good starting point. Now, some people say that when you bulk, half of your weight that you put on is going to be fat and half is going to be muscle, but I believe you can actually favor the muscle gain rather than the fat gain. Another thing that you can expect is that you're not going to have exactly as much definition. You're going to lose your definition, but that's something that comes along with gaining muscle. It's something that you're just going to have to accept. How long will it take to bulk? Well, of course, this is going to depend on how much muscle you actually want to put on, and that's going to be different for everyone. But taking that aside, in general, you can take bulking in 2 different ways. You can bulk and stay as lean as possible, which will take a lot longer to reach your goals, or you can bulk and stay not so lean and get there faster. I'm going to use a graph for this because it's a really easy thing to visualize. So, got my whiteboard here. So here I've got a whiteboard with 2 axes. I got time on the x-axis and gains on the y-axis. So basically, I'm going to graph the 2 different methods of bulking alongside each other. Here we go. So we've got a blue line which represents bulking and not concentrating on staying lean. So you are gaining a little bit of extra fat, but you're okay with that. And the green line represents bulking and staying as lean as you can. So the difference between these two is that in the blue line, you're going to be eating a bigger or a larger calorie surplus above your maintenance. The green line, you're going to be just sneaking above your maintenance and continuing that way. As you can see, you make more gains in any given period of time when you are in a higher calorie surplus. That's because you're giving your body everything it needs. You're not selling it short with any sort of macronutrient. You're reaping the benefits of that by gaining more muscle in a smaller amount of time, but you're also gaining more fat. But let me say this, if I was to do this, if I was to extrapolate the green line, lean gaining, you can reach the same amount of gains as you would staying not so lean, but as you can see, it takes a lot longer. Personally, what I'm doing right now is I'm gaining, and I'm somewhere between these lines, and I'm comfortable with that. I'm gaining a little bit of extra fat, but I'm still staying relatively lean. I'm not being obsessive over how lean I'm staying. Notice I didn't say anything about a dirty bulk. A dirty bulk is probably going to be along this line too, because realistically you can't make more and more gains the more you eat. There's a certain point where the additional calories are just going to be used to store as fat. If you're the dirty bulk, you'd be on this line, but you'd be gaining a lot of extra body fat that you don't want. That's not to say that you want any body fat, but that's what the idea of a dirty bulk is. So it's getting crazy stormy outside, it's roasting in this house, so I'm going to cut the video there. I hope I covered everything there is to say about bulking. If I did miss anything, feel free to add it in the comment section. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say, and I always answer the comments. So if I did miss something, call me out in it. If you have something to add, please comment down below. But that's it, guys. Make sure to leave a like if you liked the video. Make sure to subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.